to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rational Investors Daily Brief here, our free public broadcast. I see a grand total of 2 people watching. So if anything, it's a good day to not be so stressed about this. I don't know whether I caught a flu bug from Lily yesterday or if I maybe got food poisoning, the stupid teenager spitting in your food at McDonald's or something. Liam loves McDonald's, so we always go there. But I feel absolutely horrible today. So my apologies if I look like I'm a little bit out of it and if I happen to vomit on air. Well, as Chris says, there's no such thing as bad advertising, so maybe that'll get a couple views. Hit the like button if I can projectile vomit and actually hit the microphone. That'll be my goal if I do. Actually, I was really pleased to see in the hangout here couple from actually they used to be from right around the corner, but now they've moved more inland. At least one of them is here today, and I was really worried about this too. So actually, I was pretty pleased to see. We've got bearded nerf herder. Mind you, your nerfs, they must be getting pretty old now. I suppose the kids don't have bubble nose or anything anymore, right? Remember that a million years ago? Yeah, 11 years old. So you show him that baby picture and he's probably like, Dad, come on, man. Embarrassing me in front of the chicks. Anyway, so there you go, Nick. Nick's already pretty excited. He wants to see the vomit. I just feel like crap today. I don't know, and like this is crazy, Brian. I mean, normal people would just call in sick, but there doesn't seem to be that option for me around here. And actually, the worst part about it was, if anything, it's like I'm very serious about my trading. So, and I'm very serious about development, and told everybody I was going to go and sign up for one of Nebraska's little combines over there at Top Step and jump through their hoops just to prove that I can do this crap still. And I had a really, really good trade set up here this morning. Everything was all perfectly in line. And I just couldn't pull the trigger. I just felt like shit. And then I just watched the trade develop and watched it go on by. And it was just like, fuck me. Anyway, the guy in the day trader room that I was chatting with through the morning, just ice. He's like, Brian, what's the rules about being sick? Should you even be here anyway? And why are you risking money right now? So if anything, I kind of gave myself a little bit of a reprieve because I like you can see, I want to be the demonstrator of best practices. So I get my butt up at, I've got a daily routine. So up at 5 o'clock this morning. In fact, I was up even a little bit before that. Sick. That's how I feel. Computer's doing well. Knock on wood. And all the computer programs and stuff are all operating correctly. It's just Brian's a little bit under the weather today. So I had to just an absolutely textbook trade setup, exactly what I do. And I just couldn't pull the freaking trigger here this morning. And it was such a pretty trade too. So anyway, demonstrator best practices, right? By the way. So poor night. Food poisoning, flu bug. I don't know, but I feel horrible. That's how I felt 5 a.m. this morning. And I still feel, in fact, I feel even worse right now. So anyway, news headlines overnight. Interesting natural gas market perking back up there. We noticed that I think even Julian made reference in his video yesterday. Natty gas looking a little bit dangerous here, but crude oil prices keep surging higher. In fact, actually, I think I did up a report on Twitter there a week or so ago about commitments of traders and stuff. It does look like crude wants to move back up to about $100 a barrel. But as you can see, Japan had a bit of a punch in the nose overnight here. Yeah, the Asian market's kind of mixed, but I did see, I think the headlines out of Japan, Q2 GDP growth revised lower, so they're not feeling as excited. I suppose that's kind of a funny headline when you see exports drop the least in 10 months. That means they still dropped, right? So, and I think that the Chinese soap opera, if anything, now we need to go through probably. In fact, actually, the last time that Asia was in the shitter was the Asian contagion. And that was in 1990. Wow. 98, maybe 97. Can't remember when Hong Kong was passed back from the British to the Chinese. I think it was shortly thereafter that, but I seem to remember that was a couple of years before that. Anyway, so and actually, interestingly enough, through that Asian contagion kind of market state, North American markets did very, very well. Dot-com boom and all that kind of stuff into 2000. So it does look like Asia's on the outs right now. And if anything, everybody's sort of wondering, at least I think most people are, do we have some sort of Lehman Brothers kind of moment? We already had Evergrande go under, Country Garden go under, and Winnie the Pooh now is basically thumbing his nose at the G20. India and China still have a border dispute going on. And if I understand correctly, the G20 meeting was supposed to be in India. And Winnie said, nah, you know what? I'm not going to bother showing up. So that might have been a smart move on his part if he was sitting there in the middle of India for a few days, maybe a week or so. The odds of somebody trying to take a poke at him. Indians are actually pretty damn violent, which is kind of scary, considering how many Indians Vancouver has incorporated into our society. They have like this is where, unfortunately, Liam, the government a facility that he's staying in right now happens to be in a little suburb that's predominantly taken over by the Indians. And it's ironic because it was the part of the city nobody wanted to live in before, but now, $1 million houses. It's crazy. In Surrey, BC, if you know where Surrey, BC, we used to make jokes about how Surrey chicks were easy. I mean, God, this world is just fucking upside down. Anyway, they've got like signs on their lawns where the people are holding AK-47s. And what's so bizarre is that, in our country, this country, the dear leader wants to outlaw the ownership of even things like hunting rifles. And these people have like pictures of people with fucking AK-47s on them and talking about how they're going to go on, I guess the Sikh equivalent of jihads and stuff. I mean, it's like literally we're living different worlds. Like, substitute drama teachers don't even know that this is even happening. They should be up in arms and saying, well, if we're going to outlaw assault rifles, well, then you shouldn't be, putting pictures up on your lawns of people brandishing AK-47s and threatening to murder you if you don't agree with them. I mean, it's like, what the hell is going on? This is, again, such a beautiful analogy. Canada is such a short, and this place is not a buy for probably a good 10, 15 years. All of this nonsense has to get wiped out, and who knows what the hell this country is going to look like on the other side of that. Anyway, that's my verbal vomit for you. I mean, I was just stunned that you see all these pictures of guys waving around AK-47s in Canada, of all places, where you're not even allowed to legally own a hunting rifle. Screwy world. All right, so back to our story. Sorry about that. I guess You got a bit of softness coming out of Europe here, so you can see the European markets first thing this morning were, nothing really to write home about. So as a result, both, Japan got kind of punched in the nose there. Europe not really overly happy. So as a result, North American markets started the day kind of bleh. Did catch a bit of a bid on some of the big US tech stocks. And actually it's interesting, you can see bond market not really overly happy today. We didn't really have any major driving econs to get all excited about. So I think it's almost just like first week back from the summer break, people still trying to square up sort of positions. That's the impression that I get now. If we look at the actual econs today, and of course, these then won't come out till this evening. Kind of screwy that at 6 p.m. our time and on a Saturday, these governments release this data. That's kind of weird. But anyway, it is what it is. And really, the only data that we had here today of any serious significance in North America was, of course, good old Canada and the employment picture. And the interesting thing is that the government of Canada just, or well, I mean, Bank of Canada, but in these parliamentary governments, basically theoretically the government of Canada, the primary shareholder of the Bank of Canada is the finance minister. But it's owned and operated by the Rothschilds. We all know that. So anyway, point of the matter here is we had Canadian econs come out today, and actually Canadian economy, and as I said there a second ago, Bank of Canada just met recently, and they did not raise interest rates. But look at what's happened here. So pretty big jobs numbers. Like theoretically, Canada is supposed to be about 10% the size of the US market. So if you think about like the equivalent employment report, the market was looking for prices to get softer. The central bank's been raising interest rates, trying to cool the economy. And what happens? We got this massive employment report. I mean, in the United States, that would be the equivalent of like 400,000 new jobs. I mean, you should not be either. If anything, you should be increasing interest rates in the face of that. And this is going to be massively inflationary. You can see the unemployment rate actually ticked down, whereas, of course, you saw that the unemployment rate actually ticked up in the States recently. So once again, the Klaus's sort of plan with Canada, where I think they literally want the population of Canada to be 100 million people. When most of my life, Canada's population was 20, 30 million or so. And like literally last year, they let in another million people. I still don't know what the hell these people are going to do for work here, but I guess they're finding jobs doing something. I don't know. It's baffling. Long and short of it here, very, very strong employment numbers, which is going to be very inflationary. And if anything, the Bank of Canada should not be done raising interest rates anytime soon. They're going to lose control of the situation. And I actually think that they didn't raise interest rates because they were bucking to political pressure. Some of the local, and what's so ironic, well, anyway, we don't need to get into that. But some of the local politicians were like blaming all of our woes on the Bank of Canada, which is kind of stupid. That's like, what's the expression? Chopping off your nose to spite your face or something like that. It's just really dumb. Anyway, point here is that's about it for econs. You can see that the bonds, generally speaking, they're heading lower, which means interest rates should be heading higher. Interesting how the stocks are all catching a bit of a bid here heading into Friday. We could probably look at things like the options expiry, heaviest open interest to probably get an idea of where they would ideally like to take the market out. Also, too, kind of a bit of a head scratcher. The gold market was racing higher here as the US dollar was coming off, and then we just reversed course here. about an hour or so ago, quite violently. Euro actually had put in even a double bottom there. And there's the Canadian dollar. So, the one good thing that will sort of save Canada and the Canadian dollar is if the jobs market's strong, then that means the GDP numbers should be relatively strong, which means that the currency will stay relatively strong. Anyway, we'll see how that plays out. And good old Bitcoin and crypto, you can kind of see rolling over here a bit. We did have a bit of a perk up. In fact, actually, we even had a nice little double bottom come in. I've been saying that we can't really get bullish until we see a W on the other side of this trend line. It's not really the prettiest W. If I understand correctly, I think this was all about Kathy Woods coming out and saying she wanted to do like an Ethereum ETF or something like that. We popped up. Looks like we were rah bull. The algo actually is back on the buy side. And then we came slamming down into these lows. And I think if you were looking for a reason why this happened, Chris was sharing with me earlier today, but I don't know where the hell the link is. Something about US regulators. I think it's like the CFTC or something like that was planning on going after some DeFi names for not following the rules, all that kind of stuff. It's funny. Oh yeah, okay, here we are. Maybe no. Oh, interesting. Could have sworn Chris sent that to me. I don't know where he put it though. There he is. Put it right there. So if there was sort of a reason why the market's coming off here, CFTC goes after open, I don't know what that is, other DeFi operations in enforcement sweep. Ooh, dun dun dun. We are in that sort of 6 months prior to the halving event. Actually, I did a fairly lengthy interview with Colin and Jedi yesterday, which was a lot of fun. It's good to when sort of like-minded individuals sit and chit-chat a little bit about the market. I think we were basically on the same page. So if you want a lengthy conversation, I think we actually were together for like a couple hours. But it was a really good conversation with Colin and Jedi. I don't know where I put it. Oh, maybe it's in the notifications and all that. Yeah, this is kind of fun. There's Brian. This was before I got sick. I don't know why. Like I said, I went out with Liam yesterday afternoon, and asking everybody to karmic best wishes for Liam. He was in a good mood yesterday, so that's good. So thank you everybody and anybody who did give me best wishes. But man, I just feel like crap. In fact, as soon as I'm done this, I think I'm just going right back to bed. Or maybe I'll make a pit stop in the bathroom first. I don't know. Anyway, so we had a really fun conversation. It was very fruitful. If you are interested in crypto, I think we covered a lot of interesting ground. And actually, I've even asked Jedi and Colin. In fact, actually, Colin, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to try and pop on the after party here today. And talk to you a little bit about what he's seeing and what Hero's up to these days. Because actually, they've got some fun new products coming down the pike. So super excited about that. As you can see, not much news today. This is, I mean, I'll just sort of demo for you. And actually, there's the gold market. Kind of, like I like to hunt shorts against horizontal support and resistance. I suppose I could have put a line up against here. 30 SMA downtrend line. So on any kind of rallies up top, I could have maybe considered shorting, and then conversely, horizontal support and resistance, ATRs. Hogue's weekly kickoff levels. I could have considered buying down here. So when I loaded up the machine this morning, that's a big no man's land. Not really much to do there in gold today. Actually be interesting to see what happened through the morning. So the good market. Yeah. So you can see that I did the summary there, and indeed we did get the rally up into 30 SMA. test of the downtrend line, prevailing downtrend line, and she just puked out following that event right there. And also, too, that was a move up against this horizontal support and resistance level. So there was actually a half decent little trade set up there in gold, but that was following my sort of checking in first thing this morning. Moving on, checked in with the crude oil market, and I put a little, yes, we are at trade location. So, in essence, I like to short against highs. You see, we have a horizontal support and resistance level. You can even see on my notes, I can short here. And we had a Hogue weekly kickoff level up top there. So actually, it was a pretty good trade location. And as I said, I mean, I just literally watched the setup come in and everything develop. I have a specific page for crude. So here was the 4-hour level as we were coming into that level. It was really, really good setup. And if anything, this is what I want to try and teach you guys if I do the boot camp this fall. So you identify the 4-hour level, then you just simply drill down to lower time frame. 3-minute works fine. So there is that 4-hour support level. You can see how the market went up and tagged it. I like the idea that this was good trade location. So the next thing we want to do is we want to ask, are the indicators suggesting that the market's maybe a little softer than what you're seeing? And this little script here is wonderful for that. You can see we had 7 different confirmed momentum bearish divergences. That's a hell of a lot. So we had indicator confirmation, and then you can see we put in this very polite M. And even with a massive engulfing bar, bearish engulfing bar, right on the pit open at 6 a.m. I mean, this is absolute textbook trade. And usually what I do is I use the VWAP, that's this dark blue line, as my profit objective. Is this distance from this M top here down to the VWAP, is that twice the distance of what I was going to have to risk if I just basically shorted that M and had my stop against the highs? And you can see, I mean, it just worked absolutely perfectly. And of course, I missed the whole friggin' trade. Oh, well. Chalk it up to being sick, right? I got an excuse today. Anyway, I was a little bummed by that because that was actually everything that I try to teach you guys, and I'm trying to be the demonstrator of best practices. I logged, I journaled, I had everything ready to go. The one thing I forgot to do, though, was pull the damn trigger. All right, thank you. So you can see my note here, bad trading because I was sick. It was really, really good example. I mean, this is basically, if I was going to teach a course on how to day trade, I mean, Jesus, that's absolutely perfect. So anyway, food for thought. Of course, through the weekend, I'll circle back and review my setups and everything, how this is the first week back following the summer vacation. So wasn't really interested in doing anything Monday, and then Tuesday you're sort of just coming back out of the summer break. Then Wednesday, Thursday didn't really have anything set up too well, but you can see I was making toppy notations. There probably were a couple trades for me to take. I just have to get my brain back into sort of the groove of trading top steps. And actually, I'm also trading the full size contract, so it's a bit risky. It's $10 a point. So anyway, so for whatever it's worth, if you want to take a screenshot of that, I mean, this was absolutely, you could not have a better demonstration of what it is that I'm trying to teach you guys. Location, indicator confirmation, structure, go. I mean, it was just absolutely textbook. So anyway, that's been my day here this morning. Broader market, we do have the ES still the breadth pointing down. And for the purposes of the histogram now, we got rid of the universe bar because there's just too many problems with it. Stewart wasn't able to fix it, so we just removed it. This probably should be a little easier now for you to sort of interpret. And really, you can, I know I was trying to explain this to somebody earlier this morning. It's pretty straightforward. when when the stock market was right down on its knees, remember I've told you guys repeatedly, watch for when the country funds all go 100%, or they're more than minus 80% on both the short and medium term. You're probably going to get some sort of pivot. So that sort of explains why the market lifted the way that it did. It was interesting through this, though, that you can see the S&P 500 never did get oversold. And you might even argue now, we're basically flatlining. And it's also kind of the same case with crypto. I couldn't make an argument that crypto is either egregiously overbought or egregiously oversold right now. There is no sort of, earth moving buy signal kind of thing. No, I mean, right now, actually, we're kind of in no man's land and we're drifting. And I think a lot of the price action that you see in the market right now is basically we're just drifting here. We could very easily, we wouldn't do this one now. We'd probably do a measured move off of that high. We could very easily do A, B, C, Ds down below. And at the same time, too, we have come down quite a ways. So we could very easily do counter trend rallies back up into resistance levels. So if anything, seeing this image look the way that it is, we're sort of, we're not booming higher and we're not like puke out low. We've actually been kind of going sideways now since really, I guess, the middle of August. And that's basically what this histogram is telling us. This is crypto, the green, and there just is no message here for you right now. I won't go through the algo signals for things like crypto here in the free broadcast. And on Mondays in the after party, I do like to sort of review what algos are thinking and stuff and signals and all that kind of stuff for like sort of, pro dashboard member kind of idea. So you're just going to have to take it from this. I mean, feel free to join the site and sign up for our dashboard. I think it's incredibly valuable information. But maybe in the after party here, we'll just take a quick boo at the crypto page. Stuart did clean it up a bit, so we can always, maybe we'll go look at that afterwards. So, but anyway, point of the matter here is, interestingly enough, the S&P actually is pointing down. So I'm not really overly bullish about the stock market either. And remember, historically, they always say that September is the worst performing month in the market. So I don't think anybody should be surprised if you happen to see that things are a bit soft here. Looking at individual names, interesting how Amazon spat out a key reversal there. I think it was a key reversal, maybe not. What's that high? What the hell does that say? 137.80, and yesterday's high was 137.85 was the close. 137.80. Yeah, all right. So that was a key reversal. So that's interesting how Amazon spat out that bullish key reversal there. Nvidia just getting its lunch handed to it today. AMD was up earlier this morning, but kind of balking here. You can see there are the major indexes, and that SPY, the spider, this is the ETF of the S&P 500. If anything, this makes sense that the algo's rolled over and it's bearish because you had that nasty 3-bar fractal that actually created an island top there. Very bearish chart pattern. And you can see QQQs, they also have a bit of a fractal top working. I suppose bucking the overall trend, I was a bit surprised to see Microsoft has actually confirmed this big double bottom now. And also Facebook. And I think Josh actually put out sort of a public comment that I had made reference to the fact that Facebook had this double bottom working. And it's trying to break out here. You can see a wicked doji yesterday, and it's trying to push higher here today. Apple, I think Apple's, to be honest with you, Apple's yesterday's story. It's so big now that, I mean, is the company really realistically going to double in size anytime soon? I mean, it's bigger than most countries in the world. So I don't know. I think investing new money in Apple is kind of a waste of time. And interestingly enough, good old Allen, still failing at the weekly key reversal level. Really good. It's fascinating. I don't see anybody in the public talking about this. This is such a powerful signal here. And notice, look how the market rally up. And as soon as it gets into this weekly key reversal signal level, it just gets bitch slapped back down. It's quite remarkable, really. No, and it's funny. I even see, and of course, there's how many Tesla fucking circle jerker groups are there around the world. I even see guys talking about Tesla stock chart and what's going to happen and all that. And not a single one of them makes reference to, and I even see it on their charts as they're talking, and nobody makes reference to this massive outside downside key reversal. It's quite remarkable, really. Anyway, on the daily charts, you can see it's humming and hawing, humming and hawing, humming and hawing. I could probably say that if this thing does tick up through that, what is that, 261.20, we'll call it, somewhere in that area, then we're probably back off to the races again. This would be like a nice little cup and handle kind of formation. But it isn't in yet, and I do find it fascinating how it just keeps getting rejected off of that key reversal level. And also, too, remember next Friday is actually the big September options expiry event, and I don't think you're actually going to see a hell of a lot happen tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but like through this coming week, because this is a huge. This September options expiry is a huge quarterly institutional options event. So I wouldn't be surprised that half the reason why Allen is just parked here is because we got to get through this September options expiry before they actually give it permission to move. So, yeah, not really. I mean, the only thing that really jumped out at me today looking at all these things was the fact that Amazon spat out that upside outside key reversal, and Microsoft is catching a bit of a bid here. And like I had said with Facebook, you can sort of see the same pattern, double bottom, and I suppose you can also see the same pattern somewhat on that Amazon. It's a little bit harder to see. So there are areas of tech that want to rally, but like I said, I'll probably have to get through that September expiry first. Okay, so that gives you a basic summary. Like I said, algos are back on the bull side, but we could very easily be told to hop off here. If anything, maybe it just becomes scratch trade. That happens quite a bit. And FYI, anybody who's actually using the algo on the site and stuff, whenever you see the S&P pointing bearishly, but the crypto is bullish, maybe just temper your enthusiasm. It's very hard for crypto to rally in the face of kind of a softer, broader market. So keep that in mind. All right. I think that basically summarizes what I wanted to say today. As I said, feeling under the weather, not really too enthusiastic. I didn't even get to Bitcoin here. So I certainly didn't take any trades with real money here today. Did some sim trading, kind of fucking around. I missed the trade that I should have done, but mentally I'm just not in it today. But if anything, hopefully you can learn from this, because I'll tell you, this is it. Anybody who's actually like a TRI student, this is exactly what I'm trying to teach you guys. And I can't believe how freaking perfectly this trade played out. It's ridiculous. Anyway. Okay, I'll leave the free video at that. Sure hope you got some value out of that. We'll see everybody on Sunday. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better for the broiler chickens. And of course, we got a new school term starting up here. Chris, did we ever hear back from that raffle winner? I don't know whether you're keeping track of that. I mean, do we, so, if we don't hear back from that raffle winner by Sunday, I think we probably better just do a whole new raffle draw. And that person that was sort of like, hey, this was rigged, man. We got screwed. Well, maybe that's karma. maybe you were meant to win that, and this person who theoretically won the raffle recently has lost complete interest. Who knows? Anyway, so if we don't hear back from that raffle winner on Sunday, maybe we'll do another draw for another person. And as well, too, just a shout out, still didn't hit the minimum number that I wanted to see for the Pro Trader Boot Camp this fall, which we were thinking about doing in November. So if we can't hit that minimum number, then I don't think we'll do it. So we'll just put it off maybe till the spring. So if you are interested, be sure to come out. And of course, we sort of added everybody that was posted interest. And I did see a lot of people were like, "No, I can't do that date." So anyway, we'll have another meeting tomorrow. And I think we need like 2 or 3 more people to commit before we can actually like officially pull the trigger. So if you are interested in the boot camp, you better get your butt out to that meeting tomorrow. Should be around the same time on Saturday. Just the people that are interested in it. We've been meeting recently on a regular basis to review the plan. So be sure to come on out for that if you are interested in the boot camp. All right, I think I'm going to leave it at that. We'll go over and hang out with Colin for a little bit in the after party, although I don't think he's here just yet. So Casey, I think you're going to have to do a public debut here. You got a microphone handy? All right, everybody, have yourselves a great day. We'll see all you people on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe, ring Colleen's bell, all that kind of fun stuff. I wonder where Colleen is in this world. We kind of lost her. But we'll see all of you on YouTube on Sunday. And of course, like I said, if you are interested, school term starts here shortly. So I'm not quite sure if I even have the shill up. I think I actually closed it, but maybe I still have it. Yeah, I don't see it. That's too bad. Anyway, you guys have seen it. In fact, here I can just probably do it real quick. What is it? It's join.therationalinvestor.com. I don't know whether this is the updated one. There you go. So we got a couple days left. So get off your butts. Of course, Collins people, we also made up a special one for Hero. So be sure to check the video from yesterday for Collins Group's special package. So anyway, have yourselves a great day. All the best. And the only thing left for Brian to say is bye for now. Nope.